10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So PL, Windrunner,
PSG.LGD's turn to ban.
Timbersaw, Oracle, still needing a mid. And you're going to have Fly on this Morphling. And that's, that's the game that they got beat against Vici, was when Fly was on this Morphling. And they got beat pretty quickly in just 29 minutes. Of course, that was the Faceless Void Phoenix combination that we won't be seeing here. They'll ban out the Kunkka. Are they thinking something like a Shadow Fiend to come out for IG, for Emo? Do they want to go into a Storm Spirit? See what LGD wants to get rid of, and they'll ban the Emo Storm. No surprise, really. They'll get that first 5th pick in. We'll see what they want to go for over mid. Do they pick a, do they want to go for a TA? The lockdown isn't exactly amazing here for IG. Sprout, kind of. Impale, if you land it. Adaptive Strike. IG, they're lacking lockdown in a game where I feel like Phantom Lancer might be free to really make this an aggravating game for IG. The lockdown here for LGD, though. Fortune's End, Root, Shackle Shot. They could probably use another stun as well. But over mid, we'll see what the answer is to that. If they want to go for, say, a TA, where you've got the traps to slow, you farm really well, can open up the game very early, get that minus armor out, Deso into the blink. Huskar still available as well. A lot of time being taken on this final pick. So, I do wonder, SF, when we see the, the Lina, Lina's not banned. Like, Earth Spirit. So, are they moving the Windrunner over into the mid-roll? Picking up that Earth Spirit potentially for FY. In terms of mids, you still have quite a vast option here. You could throw Morphling mid and go to something else here for IG, if you so choose. You've got Shadow Fiend available, Lina, Amber Spirit up for IG, and they go with Shrek up against the illusions of Phantom Lancer. Probably the proper call, and it will be Somnus on the Earth Spirit mid. Interesting. Somnus Earth Spirit. And they did play this in Game 3 against Vici in that best of 5. He went 10-2 and 13. I'm excited.
10 seconds
to see this now in my own eyes, or with my own eyes.
5 seconds remaining.
My brand. This Somnus mid Earth Spirit. Is this gonna be a thing? Okay. Chalice on the Phantom Lancer, FY on the Windrunner, Old 11 on the Timbersaw on the Offlane, X Nova on the Oracle. And you've got Emo playing the Leshrac, Fly back on the Morphling, as I want to reiterate that was the hero that they played when they lost against Vici. Ali here on the Silencer, Kaka playing that Nyx Assassin once again, and JT back on the Nature's Prophet. So game one between IG and LGD. See what we get here from this mid Somnith's Earth Spirit. You know, to look at the stats in that first game with it was pretty impressive, and they won that game in 30 minutes. Where's that Luna? So it was 5-position Luna. Okay. In that game. Now, I still haven't gotten a chance to look back at that. With FY on the Rubik. Probably got to see his Bleak Hallucination set. So if he does build the Crystallis, we'll have that extra 65 damage as well. It will be this mid Somnus Earth Spirit. We'll see how this works out. Yeah, I've been pub stomped by an Earth Spirit mid once or twice as well. Interested to see how it works here against two of the top teams in the Chinese region. We did do it against Vici, which is another top team, and now we got a 7-man soiree happening over. Bottom of the Rolling Thunder comes in, or the Rolling Boulder, not the Rolling Thunder, sorry, from Somnus, and comes across, does a lot of damage. Whew. That was the Boulder smash up the top. Looked like he rolled in. I'm an idiot. Look at me, tired at 5 a.m. Well, everybody forget that I just ruined that first cast right there. We're going to reset, bring it back, wipe your minds of all the idiocy I just said in those first 10 seconds in that engagement. Here we go again. Once again, it's LGD against IG. We're starting it off one more time. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Just mute it. Just mute the stream. It's okay. It's okay. I would do the same. So, taking a look over bottom, we've got Xnova FY and Old 11 here with the Oracle Windrunner as well as this Timbersaw. We've got 3 heroes settled here for the side of IG as well, with Ali, Kaka, and Fly down bottom. Got into the Glaives first here for Ali, as well as Impale here for Kaka. We'll see what either team looks to accomplish here in the bottom lane, as they've got the Fortune's End to start it off for the Oracle, and the Timbersaw going into the Reactive Armor. We saw a Timbersaw earlier go in with Whirling Death. This time around into the Reactive Armor. Xnova taking a lot of damage from Kaka as they trade back and forth, but he does have that headdress, and that combined there with the Tango giving him 11.5 regen for the moment. So pretty safe in lane overall, and they're continuing to keep FY down here. I'm curious to see how they want to play this. They've got the Fortune's End to work with, maybe at level 2 when FY's got that Shackle shot here. They can set that up, especially with the help of Old 11. We'll see what he gets. Level 2 could be, and should be, I believe, that Whirling Death. So you land a Shackle, you get a Whirling Death out, things look easy. But Oracle goes all the way back, so Xnova back to base. We'll see if he walks over towards top or if he comes back. Chow's meanwhile 1v1 against JT. And GT played a really good Nature's Prophet game earlier tonight. One that was really exciting to watch. That was game 2 up against Vici, as Emo getting first blood on Somnus. So this Earth Spirit getting taken out pretty early here by the Leshrac of Emo. Just about to hit that level 4, and we'll start to gain a pretty significant experience lead sitting here in lane while they wait for Somnus to come back. And he'll have his courier sit here over mid with the bottle waiting for him. But still about a minute and a half until we've got ourselves those power runes available as the Fortune's End is thrown at JT. A lot of damage being done. The Sprout pushes away Chalice as well as X-Nova. Do they have the damage? They do! And X-Nova will get the kill. Use that Spirit Lance. One more right click there from X-Nova to take out that Nature's Prophet of JT. Let's see, do things change now with Somnus having this bottle and now sitting over at level 4? As Chat was saying, you know, he's looking for the Chrysalis going into the talent with the extra 65 damage. Sits a little bit low. He's pressured back. Power shot comes in from FY. Goes into the shackle shot. A lot of trees cleared out already, so let's see what FY latches this on to. JT continuing to work. He's going into the treads while, meanwhile, Chalice, he's picked himself up 2 Wraith Bands. Coming out on the courier is a salve over for the Oracle. You always want to be holding a salve, especially when you've got that false promise up. And they'll get the kill over bottom onto Ollie. Old 11 coming in under the tier 1 tower to get that kill. And now FY throws down a ward behind the tier 1 tower. Continue to get that vision and continue to stay aggressive here in the bottom lane. They look over at JT. They've got the Spirit Lance healing back up thanks to the Purifying Flames, but another Purifying Flames thrown out by X-Nova, and the kill there for Chalice. Now sitting at 1-0-1. They get another kill on a JT. They shut him down 0-2-0, but over mid, they're looking to gank. They got the Impale hitting onto Somnus, but FY makes a rotation now. Power shot comes across, and looking over is Somnus to try and get a kill, but under the tower ends up dead. Diving in a little bit too deep with that rolling boulder. So that's the second time he's died. He's both kills here for the side of IG. The other lane's going respectably well. Especially Chalice. He's 28 and 7, sitting top of the CS chart with a kill and an assist to his name. JT as well as Kaka coming over to see what they can do to disrupt this laning phase of Chalice's. Back over mid, we take a look. Emo's sitting here level 6, so he's ahead in terms of experience by about a full level. Kaka starts to range his way over towards mid. All they need is to land one split earth, and then they'll get the kill there with the Impale to follow it up, most likely. Somnus sitting a little bit further back this time around, so interesting to see him more aware of how far in he could be going. We'll take a look over as X-Nova gets killed and chased down by Emo. Another easy kill here in the mid lane. Now 2-0-1 for this Leshrac early on. To see how LGD really deal with this Leshrac. If he gets out of hand, it could ultimately be a problem here for them. Power shot comes across, doesn't land on the Fly, who's sitting here with 1 health. Going heavy into the Agi, has the wand, and will use it. Pops that wand, gets himself back closer to full health. Take a look over at Ollie, who's on the run from Old 11. Grabbing themselves 2 creep waves as FY now sitting here with 2 in the power shot, 1 in the wind run. I've got the Sprout on Chalice with Emo coming over. They're looking to hit the split earth with Pulse Nova ringing. Chalice now needing to run. The rolling boulder comes in. Magnetize committed from Somnus. Emo taking a lot of damage. Misses the split earth, but off to really kill this Earth Spirit. They'll take out 1. They'll lose Emo as well as JT. So it's a 2-for-1 in the favor of LGD with Kaka coming in over top a little bit late. 4 heroes over top for LGD to get this 2-for-1. They do lose Somnus for the 3rd time, but continuing to open up the game here for Chalice is not the worst thing in the world.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's trying to get himself into the wand, then into the diffusal. We'll see if Chalice moves around a little bit more once he picks up that diffusal, or if he's going to sit and farm, focusing on potentially a Manta style afterwards. Take a look over mid. The Impale hits onto Xnova. One boulder comes in, as well as the boulder smash on Kaka. The Spike Carapace is popped, but they don't get the kill there on Xnova, and it looks like they're going to lose Kaka. One more shot needed from Somnus. He'll go into the Roche pit. Meanwhile, FY dead off camera. Goes into Roche. Doubles back. And the boulder smash finishes him off. So the first kill there for Somnus.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower.
Chalice gets a kill over top onto Ali as Old 11 is diving fly under the tier 1 tower, but going heavy into the strength. This might be a little bit hard for Old 11 to get. But Chakram comes in, as well as the Timber Chain and the Whirling Death. Chakram sitting on Fly. Can Old 11 do this? Adaptive Strike stuns him up. Fly trying to get away, but the Timber Chain is there with the Wrath of Nature, trying to deter Old 11 from moving in. Power Shot misses, and the Shackle Shot lands. So they'll have the Chakram. They should have this kill, and will, pulling back that Chakram and finishing off Fly. Meanwhile, Somnus dead over mid. And Xnova losing his courier. Another one bites the dust.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Things might start to become a little bit difficult here for LGD.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's
Take a look
bottom
over,
tower
and
is
Emo
under
leading the
attack.
net worth by a full 1,000. PL will struggle with the success that this little Shrek has going into the Yules. So we'll see if LGD can deal with this, and how quickly Somnus can kind of recover. He's sitting here behind the Morphling by quite a bit. He reapplies the Magnetize on a Fly. They'll get the kill there onto the Morphling. They'll take him out for a second consecutive time. Somnus getting the credit on that one. He desperately needs to try and make his way back into this game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
AT and Emo will pressure the top tier 1, and this is exactly what you have from a Nature's Prophet, as well as a Shrek with the Diabolic Edict running in, and the Treants to help push out this creep wave. They'll put some pressure onto the tier 1 and take this tower very quickly. Taka, though, invis under the nose of Xnova. Chalice is here. He stops the TP. Now they've got the Fortune's End, as well as the Purifying Flames coming in, but the Spike Carapace is there with the Wrath of Nature hitting on all 3 of these heroes. Kaka getting low and ends up dead to FY. So they will end up getting the kill there onto the Nyx Assassin, who tries to go in onto the Oracle. And Xnova, just a sliver of experience away from having that false promise to save these heroes on the side of LGD. All the while, Old 11 having a decent lane. He's sitting 1,000 gold behind this Shrek as well, going into the pipe, trying to deal with this magical damage being outputted by IG.
Dire's courier has been killed.
11, I think, loses his courier for the 2nd or 3rd time already. And they'll Vendetta, they'll look for Old 11, they'll have the break, they'll TP over. Old 11 has stayed way too long. And that is a clear and easy kill. He's putting pressure onto the tower. You have to expect that the Nyx Assassin is right there. I wasn't sure why he was kind of hanging out. Now they come over for the Earth Spirit. Hits hit level 10. They've got the Split Earth. JT comes in and gets the Sprout on Xnova, as well as the Global Silence coming in. They won't be able to put the False Promise on a Somnus. They'll get themselves not 1 but 2. Double kill there for Emo as they run down this LGD side once again. And IG take a 1,000 net worth lead, continuing to just roll away with this, where Emo is now 6-1-3. And just had a fantastic start to the game. Shot from across both Ollie and JT. Whirling Death, TP attempt out, and wind run forward, but not enough of a gap closed to get in onto the shackle shot there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
JT TPing in. Trying to defend this tier 1 tower. They've got themselves the Yules as well as the Split Earth that lands out onto this old 11 Timbersaw. They're doing a lot of damage here, but there's the Magnetize once again from Somnus, so let's see if it's going to be enough. They'll reapply it. Somnus taking a lot of damage from the Pulse Nova as well as the 5 heroes here for IG. They take out both old 11 as well as Somnus, and is just throwing bodies again. Somnus 2-6-2. This is not the game that we saw against VG by any means. He has tripled his death tally from that game. So back alive again. Not level 10 yet. Emo level 12, so 3 levels ahead. The experience has got to be massive for IG, but yeah, there it is. There's the update. 2,000 in their favor. Was close to 3,000 for LGD, but they have fallen further and further behind. So things not exactly looking too easy right now for the side of LGD, a team that's riding a 7-win streak, and well, a team that also 2-0'd IG the last time they met just a couple days ago. FY Invis under the nose of Fly. Sets up with the shackle. Power shot comes in, but won't lock down long enough as he'll morph into the strength. But we take a look over mid. Once again, they got the global silence. Timbersaw is locked down. Split Earth comes through, but is it enough? They get the tower. They've got the false promise. The Timber Chain away. Can old 11 make his way out of this? Slowed up by the Arcane Curse. Diffusal Blade finished by Chalice. Timber Chain again from old 11. He has made the space, and I mean, he'll continue to be slowed here thanks to the Timber Chains and the Arcane Curse. And now they've got the Yules. So they'll set up once again. Split Earth as well as the Impale ready to go. They'll take them out in the wild ride, but eventually IG are able to get off. So Shackle comes in again. Morphs into the strength. Got the Yules coming through. Split Earth lands. FY in trouble. FY dead. X-Nova, well, sticking his nose out there for FY, but pulls him back into the hands of Chalice. This might be a good fight here for LGD. They look over to get the kill on an Emo. They'll take out this little Shrek. A 5-times killing spree going to the hands of X-Nova. Now they look over at Fly. He will waveform and TP away. Now PL trying to help LGD pull this game back, and they're going to go after the tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, over top, JT's trying to at least trade. So, you know, this is a game that really puts a lot of pressure here on the Phantom Lancer. Shade across. Last word, silence up, purge with the Fortune's End. Now old 11 trying to run. The Whirling Death comes out from the Fly Flyer. I think from Fly onto old 11. Sometimes it's really hard to tell, but they have pulled Fly in, and they might get him out of mana. Timber Chain doesn't connect, and now Fly out of mana. Geomagnetic Grip silences him up. He's surrounded by these LGD heroes, and Kaka hit with a Boulder Smash, as well as the Spirit Lance hitting onto Fly. The chase is on from LGD, but how much are they looking to dive into this? Give too much there as FY away from the fight, but probably not the make or break hero in an exchange like that. JT with the Maelstrom going into the Vlad's next. He's continuing to farm and continuing to push over towards top. You've got the Diffusal finish on the Phantom Lancer. He's going into the Manta style next, like we had discussed earlier. You've got the Timber, who did finish off the pipe and going now for a Lotus Orb. Get a pause. Nobody disconnected. Earth Spirit. Blade Mail BKB. Not going for the... unless he's already got it. Yeah, not going for the Crystallis. Interesting. So Windrunner has that Javelin. From what we had seen in the Windrunner game previously, where FY was on that Windrunner, it was headdress, check, boots, check, and then MKB. So just the Demon Edge away. So 1,400 gold and then a BKB afterwards. Timber going into the Lotus. Oracle has the Philosopher's Stone. X-Nova, last time he got the Philosopher's Stone, he did end up, I believe, buying a Blink Dagger. Just to help with his positioning. And that might not be the worst call here either. Meanwhile, JT going into the Mjolnir. You've got the BKB next here for the Leshrac. Morphling going E-Blade. Is this the Eagle song coming over? Yeah. And then Silencer, Glimmer Cape. He's got a headdress as well. Chalice finishes off that Yasha. Trying to get into this Manta style as quickly as possible. Let's see if LGD can afford him that kind of time. Putting some pressure onto the top lane, potentially looking to get this tier 1 tower. And they're countering the push that was coming in from JT earlier. This will be the Blade Mail as well as the BKB here for the Earth Spirit. At least for right now, Somnus staying away from the Crystallis. We'll see if that continues to be the case. Meanwhile, bottom IG will put pressure on themselves. They'll use the Diabolic Edict to rip through this tier 1 tower much quicker than the tier 1 take of LGD. And they even take the tower before Somnus does.
Radiant's top tower
So this game's still sitting close. I think things are going to change pretty significantly once this BKB is picked up here for the Leshrac. Another pause coming in. Little lag situation going on. Let's take a look at everybody's items. Oops. There we go. So Imclaw, Essence Ring, Pupil's Gift, Dragon Scale, Armor and Regen. What do their items look like? Yeah. And then JT holding on to the Dragon Scale himself. Certainly an ugly start for Somnus. He's kind of calmed it down. He had 6 kills or 6 deaths very quickly. X-Nova really hasn't been able to place this false promise on anybody to keep them alive for the most part. They just die so quickly. But we'll see if later on this becomes a little bit easier for them. They do smoke immediately right out of the pause. Meanwhile, over bottom, Old 11 now sitting here out of mana. got 8 wand charges. They start to rotate towards the bottom lane. It's just the Nyx Assassin of Kaka. They will take the outpost. See if they can get anything more out of this. It's a regen rune over mid for Somnus to pick up. And now, Dust, Spike Carapace, Impale hits. They've got the Rolling Boulder as well as the Geomagnetic Grip of the Boulder Smash to follow that up. Silence up Kaka for a moment. He doesn't have Spike Carapace anymore. They'll buy out on the Yules, but they'll get the kill. So after dealing with that pest of a bug and being low on mana, Timbersaw deals with him and gets the kill. Continuing to build into this Lotus Orb, and we take a look over at Chalice, who isn't too far off of finishing off this Manta style. Flies out on the recipe. Have the ulti orb in just a second. The thing about this is one poor fight from LGD, and it really does feel like IG can make you pay pretty heavily with the amount of push that they have in their potential. You know, the Diabolic Edict there, again with the Nature's Prophet that's going to be helping out with the Treants pushing in. Things can get very problematic very quickly for LGD with one blown fight. This is going to come with an Aegis in just a moment for IG. And skin not available for LGD. Vision not there, no way to know that they were taking this. So, we'll see if IG can continue to roll with this game and potentially close it out. I would say even sometime soon having this Aegis, but if they can get the Aegis out of the hands of Fly, that would be great here for the side of LGD. They've got the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Rolling Boulder and Boulder Smash coming through. Shackle does land. Fortune's End is out. Chalice moving over. Can they get the kill? He'll E-Blade himself. Purifying Flames comes through as well as the Global Silence, and the TP away. Safe with the Aegis. So they commit the Global Silence to keep this Morphling alive. Now, it's just to keep the Aegis in his hands. Keep that second life available for him. Emo going into the Bloodstone. BKB almost finished off for Somnus. Compared to Emo, he is 4,000, almost 5,000 net worth behind.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Kaka coming around. This time Old 11 gets out from behind the tower, a position that he's been dropped from a couple of times this game. Kaka sent up forward, looking to defend this tier 2 tower, but at least stop the TP of Chalice, and yeah, that works out in their favor. It's not the biggest TP stop in the world. It's not like it's a base race going on, but a nuisance nonetheless. More time being built here for LGD to get this BKB on the Earth Spirit, as well as they've got this Manta style now available for the Phantom Lancer, and they'll be going into the Heart. FY's finished off the MKB. We'll see if coming up next for him is a BKB of his own. Timber has this Lotus Orb. Interested to see if LGD can start to pull the brakes on IG's pressure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And all the while, it feels like Emo is the biggest threat on the map. But Fly slowly building his way onto the top end of that net worth chart. And again, we talked about it earlier. I think it's just a lot of pressure right now on Chalice with the poor start that Somnus had, with the lack of impact that we're really feeling from his Earth Spirit at the moment. A lot of the weight to be carried is on the back of Chalice, and you know, can he get that alleviated a little bit with the BKB now here for Somnus and the MKB here for Windrunner? Has the the itemization from LGD been enough to really help bear the burden? Or help bear that burden. Got the BKB available now on the Leshrac. That's still a 10-second BKB, with the 10-second BKB being picked up here by the Nature's Prophet. They start to wrap around with this smoke, as well as the Vendetta leading Kaka. And a sentry down. The Geomagnetic Grip comes out, as well as the Boulder Smash. And Ironwood Branch is down as the Adaptive Strike comes in with the E-Blade. They'll get the kill there on FY. They'll also take out X-Nova. The Global Silence is committed to this. Can they get anything more out of it? It doesn't look like that'll be so. They just TP out Somnus. When Chalice gets into the trees, he'll TP towards top. So they lose their supports, and they bail out of that one. The Global Silence comes in once again. This is with the Aegis. They were able to clean up quickly through this Windrunner, and then afterwards go after X-Nova and take out this Oracle. Again, he just, as much as you really like that Oracle for the potential save, he just hasn't really had an opportunity to get a save. Look over once again. That's 5,000 net worth lead only extending right now for the side of IG. And really, no hints of it slowing down.
Regeneration. Dire's courier has been killed.
All 11 surrounded. Still pretty difficult to deal with here and just take out of this game. He's staying in the face of IG. JT trying to do as much damage as he can, but healing at quite a rate right now to make this almost impossible. Meanwhile, Splitter with lanes on a Somnus. False Promise is pretty early, and now they'll miss the Impale, but they've got themselves the Shackle Shot as well as the Rolling Boulder coming through. Emo pops the BKB, and now he's trying to leave with the Essence Ring being popped. That'll give him a little bit more health and mana to work with, but Chalice coming around the bend. They'll get the kill on Ollie. They'll TP out this Leshrac, and they'll look for the rest of the team. Chakram, good Impale hitting there onto the Timbersaw. Somnus, this is a deep dive for you, and luckily enough, he gets to pull out of that one. But a kill onto the position 5 silencer, enough there to net them a tier 2 tower over mid. Nova taken out here by Emo. Diesel Blade for the Earth Spirit. Gets that 8 extra armor. Old 11 needs to leave. Chalice might want to get out of here as well, but he's closing in onto the Reaver to finish off that Satanic. So he was building a harp prior, but switches over to the Satanic, now going into a basher of his own. Got the Earth Spirit looking for the Abyssal Blade.
Swiftly out of balance.
JT putting some pressure on over top. He is only 1-3 and 8. Not heavily involved, but doing the job that is needed of him, continuing to push out these lanes and put some pressure on LGD, maybe opening up the rest of the map there. Up 7,000 net worth. LGD really trying to bring this one back, seeing what they can do, and being this far behind, again, it falls on the shoulders of Chalice on this Phantom Lancer if he can bring this team back right now. End up smoking and not finding anything. Somnus continues to build into this Abyssal Blade on this Earth Spirit. And I know that they just played this against Vici recently, but it certainly feels like one of those builds that gets posted on Reddit. They're like, I'm in this MMR bracket. Guess the hero. It's like, would your first guess be Earth Spirit?
Every coin helps.
Somnus continuing to farm over towards top. Getting close to that level 20. Got Chalice here sitting level 20. He's gone into the Phantom Rush range. Take a look over the Leshrac. He's also into that Talon as well. The Pulse Nova damage there for him. Morphling sitting at level 20. He's gone to the Waveform attacks targets. And is JT level 20? No, just short of that. And Timbersaw a level and a half away from his 20. These engagements between the two sides really, hasn't been overly aggressive from either team. Old 11 finds himself deep, but as the Lotus Orb gets the Euls out on Emo, and now he comes through with the help of the Earth Spirit. BKB is popped. They've got the Global Silence coming in from the side of IG, but now they're going to continue to move on this one. The Boulder Smash comes through. They get the kill on X Nova on the back lines. They look over at Kaka, but they won't focus him anymore, as behind them is JT. They take on the Nature's Prophet. They've got the Timber Chain away. Looking over now at Emo with the BKB being popped. Can he get the kill on FY at least with the Pulse Nova? Finally he does. Chow's continuing to give chase, but now he's hit with a Diffusal Blade, so he's slowed up, silenced up. Now E-Blade comes in, but gets into the Doppelganger, a good two-man stun. They've got the False Promise coming in from X Nova on a Chalice as they continue to give chase. They get the kill on the Emo. They look over at Fly. A lot of stuttering coming in from these firewalls, I guess, that are blocking me from getting 60 FPS. But as this is happening, another two-man stun comes out from Kaka from the Nyx. We've got the Fortune's End. Are they going to dive this? Yeah, they're going to go all the way past the tier 3s into the tier 4 range. Maybe something that LGD might not want to do. They have a history of going in too far. So now over to Roche. Go to the Aegis and Cheese. They don't have Leshrac for 30 seconds. Maybe they can steal this. We've seen a couple of Aegis steals tonight. LGD, are they ready for a potential steal? JT coming over, and they evacuate the pit for a moment. They look over at Kaka. They need to get back in there with Roche getting low. Here comes JT with the spider legs. Doppelganger out, and now can JT just get the kill on a Roche with the help of Fly? There's a little bit of a soft fight from both sides. The BKB is going to be popped by JT, and Somnus grabs the Aegis. They also get the kill. They look over at JT, who's in the spider legs, but can't get to the high ground. They'll get the kill there on the Nature's Prophet. They've got themselves the Shackle Shot from FY. Now, problematic with the frames once again, but Fly on the run. Timber Chain forward. Old 11 trying to catch up as it's the Waveform with the TP attempt out, and will successfully be able to escape. That is a brutal frames drop. But OBS says I haven't dropped any frames all night, so it's coming from potentially the game. JT getting taken out of that fight, and they do end up getting away there with the Aegis into the hands of the Earth Spirit. He's got that Basher looking to finish off that Abyssal Blade. Courier coming over with the BKB recipe. Yeah, you do want to take that out of the hands of Fly. But now Somnus coming in once again. The Global Sound is going to be popped here by Ali. Now they need to try and escape this one, but the chase is on. Doppelganger Photo looking over for the Silencer. They get themselves at least one kill onto the position 5, but can they get anything more? Kaka within the trees inside the Vendetta. Now the Waveform away from Fly. But Fly, he's in trouble here. He, doesn't have a TP for 10 seconds. Shackle comes in, as well as the Blade Mail being popped by Somnus. He morphs into the Earth Spirit and rolls away. He will make some space between him and the side of LGD. Some quick thinking there from Fly to allow him to get that TP off cooldown and get out again. So just a quick escape, quick maths done there by Firefly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
7,000 net worth lead cut into, and now it's just a 5,000 net worth lead. Abyssal being built here by Chalice, and being built here by the Earth Spirit of Somnus. FY, meanwhile, going into the BKB, that's something we spoke about earlier. Blink Dagger for the Oracle. I was talking about that as well. They're coming in. They're looking for Emo. Force the BKB. That's a win in their books. That really didn't cost them anything. It quite literally just cost them a rolling boulder. Meanwhile, Old 11 just top. Trying to finish off a Hex here. He's got the Kaya Sanj. They are starting to pressure this tier 3 towards top. They've got creeps pushing in on multiple lanes.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And they kill Somnus' courier. That means, well, they'll be behind on this Abyssal Blade. JT stops the TP, and, well, the Sprout doesn't matter with the spider legs. However, their eyes are not on JT. They're more on Firefly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Shrek moving into Nocturne Core. He's got that BKB down to 7 seconds. Boosted travel with the Yashikaya as well as the Chivas and the Yules. Morphling got that E-Blade pretty early and then was looking for that BKB, but the Courier dead for another 44 seconds before he'll be able to grab that recipe off of it. Finish the BKB and then go into the Butterfly next. The 5-position Silencer going for the Ghost Scepter to try and survive a little bit longer. JT had that Neon right now into the Orchid as he is going for the Bloodthorn. And then Ags being built here for the next assassin, just 100 gold away from that. So a lot of time for LGD to figure out their next move, to wait for this Courier to respawn for Somnus to get that Abyssal Blade finished off. He's got the Abyssal Blade now for Chalice. So that's one of the two that they would have liked. And the BKB here for the Morphling. A 10-second one that we'll see if it feels as good as he would hope with this new BKB. Abyssal Blades will be ready. Morphling sitting behind a net worth from this Timbersaw, who's getting close to finishing off this Hex. He just expires on Somnus. Still a minute 25 till he gets that Courier back. Meanwhile, bottom they've smoked up on IG. Some illusions nearby. Chalice getting away with the Doppelganger. He's sitting level 23 trying to get to that level 25. They'll take this outpost, but that gives away their position. They've got themselves the rolling boulder as well as the boulder smash. That puts Emo onto the low ground. He'll pop the BKB. So will Somnus. They will burrow this Nyx Assassin, but well far from the fight. He burrows so far from Firefly, and now JT trying to get away with the spider legs, but Somnus right behind him with a pair of his own. Or 4 pairs. It's 8 legs. They get the Shackle shot to land. They'll get the kill there on a JT, and it's a 2-0 in the favor of LGD, who have brought this net worth back to even. Bumps back up to 2K real quick. But again, LGD doing a good job of bringing this game and holding this game close. Lotus Orb, they've got the Hex still. Rolling Boulder forward. Global Silence comes in from Ollie's. They'll buy back on Firefly. Firefly TP's into this one. He'll morph into the Timbersaw. He'll Timber Chain forward as well as get the Whirl and get the Shackle. It's on the Emo. It's on a Firefly. This could be a huge problem. Rolling Boulder comes in as well as the Magnetize coming up from Sonic. So you get the kill on Ollie. Somnus moving in once again. They've got the rules. The buyback comes out from the Silencer, but he already used the Global Silence. So really, he's just looking to place potentially just an Arcane Curse or hit away with some Glaives. He's not really worth that much without that Global Silence. They've got the Euls, but the Hex comes in from Old 11 once again. They look over at Kaka. They'll take him out. They've silenced him up. This two-man splitter lands on the Chalice as well as Old 11, but it's not going to be enough. They've got the Diffusal Blade to slow down Emo. They've rolling bouldered in once again, as well as the Doppelganger coming out from Chalice to try and continue to make sure that Emo doesn't make it back inside the base. They use the Abyssal Blade. They've got the Chakram right on top of him. They'll take out Fly. They'll get the kill on the Emo. Neither of them have buyback, and this looks like it could be the game, and I misspoke because now just as he dies, he does have buyback. And that might be a last-ditch effort. So he will buy back. They get the tier 3. They get themselves mid-racks. They'll look over the tier 4s. Can Emo hold this game? And actually, JT trying to push through mid, cut these creeps. See if he can push PSG.LGD out of here. Through the repair kit, they'll get themselves the first tier 4. Now they'll look over the other one with a repair kit on it. 70 seconds until the Morphling's back up. And now they'll come back in. Impale lands onto it, hits onto Chalice as well as Old 11. They've got the Splitter followed up onto the Timber Saw. JT comes back into the fight. Tier 4 getting low. Chalice moves forward. Spike Carapace stuns him up for just a moment. And now he needs to be really careful as he's getting stun locked, but he's got the False Promise to keep him alive thanks to the help of X-Nova. They take out Kaka. The BKB's popped by Emo. It's a low second BKB as this one is in his inventory for quite some time, and it's already gone. Now they'll try to chase these heroes out from their base as LGD are out on the run. They'll get the kill on X-Nova. He'll buy back immediately. They'll look over at Emo. He's dead once again. He just bought back. He's gone for 2 minutes. They look over at Ollie. They'll kill him as well. JT sits inside the base, but Chalice says he ain't safe there. So he'll get the kill there, finish off the full team wipe, and LGD will take game 1. So at points, it definitely felt like LGD were letting that game slip away. At one point, they were down 7,000 net worth. And, well, they bring it back 27 out of 20, 41 minutes in. Chalice, a picture-perfect game. That's exactly what they needed from him. Everything was on his shoulders. If he had fallen off in that game, even in the slightest, I think that game goes to IG. But 11-0 and 10, Chalice plays it perfect, and they take game 1 over IG. They are now on an 8-game winning streak, potentially about to make it 9. So we'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. I'm your caster Bkop at Bkop92 on Twitter. Follow me to know when I'm casting. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. And should be a start time around 6:10 a.m. Eastern time. So about, I'm guessing 15-ish minutes, but probably less. So we'll be back in the AMs a little bit later. Stick with us. We'll be right back.